Hello, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Quilty Friends podcast. I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to go live on YouTube, and if you have to be watching, then you can leave a comment, ask a question live. Otherwise, you're seeing a recording. So if this is not live, then this is a recording. So hi, my name is Johnny Barfuss. I'm host of the Quilty Friends podcast, and I'm here to talk mental health today because that's our focus is making for mental health. I should throw that one up there. Making for mental health. And I just want to talk about my own mental health for a second. Oh, it's been challenging, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So, on the docket today, I have a few things I want to talk about. So, being February and focusing on Black History Month, I'm going to feature a Black maker or artist every time I'm on this month. So today I'm going to talk about Bisa Butler, show you some examples of her work. We're also going to talk fabric organization. So all of this right here. Shout out to my sister Laurie for all the help she's done with that, folding all that fabric and helping me organize my yardage and helping me really get set up. I'm going to show you kind of how I like to work. I've seen a lot of people on social media this past month of people organizing their fabric, different ways to organize fabric, and people trying out different things. And I'm just going to make sure that we have a strong enough signal. Hopefully our signal stays strong. Sorry, one second. Let's just do not disturb on my phone as well. All right. So then we're going to talk about how I've organized my fabric, the comic book boards. I'm actually going to give away some of these over on Instagram. So I challenge you or invite you to go to Instagram and enter to win. And we'll talk about that later. And then we're going to talk about the spoon theory. So if you ever heard about the spoon theory and mental health, we're going to talk about that lastly. So I hope you'll stick around. All right. So welcome. First, something to smile about. I saw some kind of funny things on here. February is a month of love and dating and all that thing. So saw this. A zoo in Texas has introduced a rather different Valentine's package this year. For a small fee, they will name a cockroach after your ex and feed it to a meerkat. So yeah, find that out if you really want to ding someone for Valentine's Day this year. Name a cockroach after your ex. I also just want to show this cool pair of pants that this basketballer is wearing. I don't know who that is. I probably should know that, but look at those quilty pants. Quilty clothing is all the rage right now, and we're going to talk about that as well. I'm making some quilty clothing. It's really fun. So that's going to be kind of the last thing we talk about. Okay, so we've covered that. So Black History Month, and I wanted to feature a couple of Black makers, artists, quilters. So I wanted to feature Bisa Butler. If you haven't heard of her, she's an amazing quilter, artist. Everything she uses is fabric. So I just want to show, I just grabbed this off of her Instagram. This is a kind of a close-up. So what she does, let me get rid of that banner as well. So what she does is she searches and finds old black and white photographs of Black people. Here's the original one, colored entrance, and here is her quilted version. And I just love the colors she uses. I love the artistry she puts into these. I saw this exhibit of her work a couple of years now back in Chicago as the Chicago Institute of Art. And if you have never seen her work, I just highly suggest you visit her website, take a look at it. Here's another close-up. And here is another close-up. I always started with that one. So again, her name is Bisa Butler. I just went to her website. So you can go to her website, find out more about her information there, or just check her out on like Instagram. That's going to put a link to her website in the comments. So search the comments there. to find more about Bisa Butler. I really think you'll enjoy her work. I'm just amazed every time I see some of it, and especially in person, it's just so beautiful the way she organizes the fabric. She layers. I read a little bit about her technique. She starts with a black background, and then she adds the color onto the color black to make it, it kind of pops. And it's actually a oh man, I don't remember exactly what the style. It's a specific style that the are a bunch of artists use. Instead of traditionally you start with a white canvas and add color to it, they instead start with a black canvas and add color to that. So black is the background, and I just really love her work. If you ever get a chance to see some in person, I highly recommend it. Again, check out her website, check out her Instagram. Her Instagram is at Bisa Butler. Very talented, and just I love the technique she uses. She's just layers different fabrics on top of one another, and then she'll incorporate a lot of African fabric. She'll incorporate tulle, and just gives it a very painterly look. Again, all she uses is fabric and thread, and she just does a beautiful job of that. So check her out. Next, I want to talk about my fabric organization. So if you see me behind me, this has all been done in the last month or so. I've tried to find all the fabric I can that's all the fabric I have that's bigger than a fat quarter has been put on those comic book boards. So this is how they come. They come in a package of 100, and everybody, you can find them mostly on Amazon. I just found these on Amazon. If you search comic book boards, I feel like that's a really great way to. It was overwhelming to me at first when I first thought about it, as like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to go through every piece of my fabric and fold it onto a board and then put it on a shelf. And thanks to my sister Laurie, so shout out to my sister Laurie again. She just went to town folding all of my fabric on these boards. So I took a package like this. I went to the copy shop, had them cut it in half. So I have actually half, we call them mini bolts, So I have mini bolts that look about like this. And I try to fold all of them the exact same way so that when they're on the shelf, they can just peek out like that. And if you're curious, I have the IKEA. It's called the Kallax, and you can buy glass shelving that goes in between every shelf. I think I have a package here. Hold on one second of what that looks like. So they do make glass dividers for those shelves at IKEA. That's just a Kallax. It's a 13 by 15 inch piece of glass, and then they have little dividers. So I've divided all of my shelves in half, and that way when I put the fabric on there, it looks nice from one side, and I really like that look. I see a lot of people say it doesn't work for me. I didn't do anything else besides that. I just have folded it on the board and then just left it open. But I have seen people who pin it or do those clips, stuff like that. I just went with the one method, just folding it on a board. And again, so I'm giving away some of these over on my Instagram. If you're after February 9th, you missed it. But before then, check out my Instagram. I'm going to give away 2 packages. I'll send one to you and one to a friend that you tag, and do a little giveaway. So that's something to look forward to. So I really wanted to organize my studio how I like to work, and I've been through several iterations of this to try to figure out what works best for me. So I have back there, that is all, anything anything larger than a yard has gone on there. Anything that's smaller, like in a fat quarter size, we've been putting in plastic bins like this. And these are not color organized quite yet, but I have a bunch of these that we got from a place called Create Room. And I think that's their new name. They have several names lately, but I think that's their most recent one was Create Room. It's a plastic bin. And I like this because it fits on that shelf as well. And then I have another divider that they fit on as well. So then I did that with the fat quarters. But the way that I really like to work, I really like working in strips. So like if I get fabric, I'll usually cut off a strip or two first thing. And so that's what I did. I have this bank of drawers. Oh, you have to see my breakfast cereal there. Sorry. I didn't quite finish my oatmeal. So I found this bank of drawers. It's from IKEA originally, but it's been discontinued for a while. In all my drawers, I have strips of fabric. So I'm going to try to show what that looks like. And I've organized all these drawers by rainbow order. And then if I want to work on, so I have a whole drawer of basically low volumes. And this is all just strips of fabric already cut into 2-inch, 2.5-inch strips. So I can just easily pull out a drawer. I can set it right by here by my machine. So my sewing machine is right here. And if I want to work on if I'm working on doing something with white. So right now I'm working on a quilt for my new nephew, my niece's baby boy. My niece Samantha had a boy, and I wanted to make him something Americana. So I've been doing Americana blocks. So it's really easy, super easy to pull out this drawer, set it down by my side, and then when I'm done with that, I can just put it back in the drawer. So then my process is kind of find something on the wall that I want to work with, pull it over the cutting station, the cutting table, you can kind of see right there, pull it to the cutting table, cut a couple of strips off, and then put it back on the shelf. So I've been liking that, the way that works so far. So people, again, if you haven't quite found your rhythm or found what way works best for you, then keep trying. I've been at this, I've been trying to figure out a good system for a long time, but I really like the way it's set up right now. I'm really happy with that. So I just am going to put up I'm going to find those boards on Amazon so I can put the link in there as well. So if you just go to Amazon, search comic book boards, I'll just throw a link in there. Oops. Oh, that didn't quite work how I thought it would. Anyway, check that out. Check out those comic book boards. And all right. Anyway, thank you. All right. So that is how I've kind of organized my studio and making it work so it works best for me. And I encourage you, if you haven't figured out what works best for you, then keep trying. I think you'll find that the balance that you're looking for. All right. So next up, I wanted to talk about the concept of spoon theory. So if you haven't heard about this, I've heard it from a few friends, and so I researched kind of where it came from. And I just searched spoon theory, and I found the Wikipedia page for spoon theory. So there's a Wikipedia page, but it's a metaphor describing the amount of physical and or mental energy that a person has available for daily activities and tasks, and how it can become limited. It was first coined by writer and blogger Christine Miserandino in 2003 as a way to express how it felt to have lupus. So that's who first kind of coined it. And it's funny that I started thinking about this, and last night I found an article that on Instagram from Washington Post they had put up there. So if you want to read more what they have to say, kind of check out their post on Instagram. But it says, I start each day with 12 spoons, but depending on how I feel, the spoons are used differently. So on a good day, I can use all of my spoons. On a high pain day, I can maybe only can use 3 spoons. Okay, so see that she has 3 spoons on a high pain day, and dinner will take 3 spoons. Making dinner will take 3 spoons. Taking a shower will take 3 spoons. Going for a walk will take 3 spoons. So which one do you choose? Do you choose to make dinner, take a shower, or go for a walk? So I just want to show, like, I pulled out all my spoons from the kitchen. I went through all the drawers. I should have counted them, but so here is all the spoons I have available for the day. So say there's 30 spoons in here. So on a good day, I have all of my spoons available. So no matter what I'm going to do, I might still need to judge. If I have 30 spoons, I might still need to decide, okay, am I going to be able to function and use all my spoons today, or do I have less available? So say you have 30 spoons available and it's a good day, so you can use all of your spoons, but some days are just rougher. So especially this is something for me for mental health. When you're under stress or stressed out, it's harder to do those tasks. So you only have a few spoons available. So for instance, yesterday I decided I was going to list some things to sell on Facebook Marketplace. I really love furniture. I love refinishing furniture and upcycling furniture. And I've just had a few pieces that I've been kind of working on hanging on to. So I decided I was going to list those all for sale on Facebook Marketplace yesterday. And when I got finished, I mean, it wasn't very many things, but it's kind of a lot of work. You have to take pictures, you have to post it, you have to measurements, and just making sure that you do all those things in the right order and put them all up. So it kind of stressed me out. It stressed me out. So when I was done, I just wanted to take a nap. I just wanted to lay down and recharge. And so it turns out that I only had enough spoons for that activity for the morning, basically. And so if you are under if you have physical limitations or mental health limitations, I encourage you to kind of look at that spoon theory, read more about it, and just decide, kind of analyze for yourself. Are you pushing yourself too hard? Like, it's okay to push yourself, but are you seeing times in your life where you're running out of spoons or you ran out of energy, you used up all your spoons, and then you don't have anything left for the rest of the day or in the night, whatever. So just kind of put that in the back of your mind, that spoon theory, and maybe some tasks that you are doing are more challenging. Maybe some that you're doing are less challenging, and maybe you have more spoons on one day than you do another. So just kind of think about that, and encourage you to kind of do some more research on that topic, more of the spoon theory, and see if that's something that applies to you. And then lastly, I want to talk about Patreon. I just started Patreon, and I'm just going to get that ramped up this week going. So what I'm going to do, kind of going to mix things up a little bit. I am super into, well, I didn't bring any. So I showed that, I have this one right here. So I showed that guy from the NBA wearing the Quilty pants. Quilty clothing are all the rage, especially quilt jackets. So I have started, oops, sorry, baby love. I scared the dog. I did have 2 dogs in here, but one went outside already. Oh, there you can see Winston. Winston. There he is. So Winston's watching. Winston's here. So I told my sister that no quilts are safe anymore. I'm going to make them all into hoodies. I took this quilt, and this quilt was a bit of a mess from the beginning, but not from the beginning. So I took this quilt and I'm turning it into a hoodie. And so if you'd like to learn how to do that, I have a pattern. I'm also going to show how to just take like a sweatshirt or a hoodie that you have and make your own pattern, and just let's make some quilty clothes. So this kind of a shorter crop, and I might be for just maybe a shorter person. I don't know, but check that out. So QuiltCon is also coming up, and quilt couture is all the rage. Is what can you make with your quilty clothing? So I'm going to make a few quilty hoodies. If you'd like to make them with me, join me on Patreon. And that link is in the comments, comments of this video. Well, thank you for joining me. It has been a good podcast. I appreciate you being here, and make sure you hit the subscribe button wherever that happens to be, and subscribe to this channel. Again, follow me on Instagram is at Johnny Barfuss. Facebook, you can search Johnny Barfuss, or just right here on YouTube, the Quilty Friends podcast. I will be putting this up on other podcast sites in next couple of weeks, but starting here with YouTube. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, be kind to one another. That's all it matters. That's all it takes, right? Be kind. All right. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later.